What's up, y'all, man? Today we're going to be checking out the Europe heat wave that's going on right now. Apparently, it's scorching hot in Europe right now, man. And I've been hearing about it a little bit for a few days, but I feel like it's finally time because it's still hot, apparently. So I want to see what's going on with this.
Now, here in the UK, it's a third day of record-breaking temperatures for June, with the mercury rising to 36.9 degrees Celsius in Suffolk on Friday. At least 6 hospital trusts in England have declared critical incidents. The red weather warning for extreme heat has been extended for London and parts of southeast England until 9 o'clock. That's the first time it's been issued for 3 consecutive days. As the temperatures climb, so do the demands on emergency services. Firefighters in Derbyshire have been battling to contain a major wildfire, which has torn through large areas of moorland for more than 24 hours, forcing road closures and smoke warnings. The cause of the wildfire isn't yet known, but the weather conditions are making containing it more difficult.
Yeah, it's not helping.
Meanwhile, analysis by the AFP news agency suggests at least 150 million people across Europe will face temperatures above 35 degrees on Friday as the heatwave continues to grip the continent. There are soaring temperatures with heat alerts and public health measures in place.
It's 40 degrees Celsius in Paris. London getting 35. Oh my gosh, what is going on?
In many countries. In France, the health alert is at its highest level to boost hospital staffing and protect the vulnerable. In Paris, there have been restrictions placed on consuming alcohol in public places, and this weekend's Paris Pride March has been postponed to avoid overwhelming response services already under pressure. Other events have also been postponed. In Italy, temperatures are in the mid to high 30s. A red code alert in the Tuscany region has been issued across its healthcare network. And in Spain, military firefighters have been working through the night to contain a wildfire in Huesca province in the northeast of the country, where flames have scorched at least 1,000 hectares. Our Paris correspondent, Hugh Schofield, is just outside the French capital, where hospitals are at risk of being overwhelmed and where the authorities have banned alcohol consumption in public. I asked him whether France has crossed a line in its ability to cope with the extreme heat.
I'd say the line is coming close to being crossed. I mean, what the authorities are saying in Paris is not that the situation has shifted into one of, chaos and over. Too many people being turning up and being unable, hospitals being unable to cope. That's not where we're at. But there's a risk of that, and that's the point. They're looking ahead and seeing that. Typically, when there's a heat wave like this, there's a gap of 2 or 3 days before the rush comes in, if it goes on. So they're expecting around now, if the heat continues, for the hospitals to be even more stretched than they are already. They are stretched.
Jeez.
There's no question about it. Mortality has gone up in around Paris. We don't know by how much, but there is an excess mortality, no question about it. Hospitals are treating people in the corridors, and there's worry that it'll become unable to cope, the system. But we're not there yet, and that's why these measures about banning alcohol on the streets of Paris and so on are so important. It's because the authorities are looking ahead and saying, let's do what we can to limit the strain on the hospital system. Yeah. Alcohol leads more and more people to be hospitalized. We know that when people drink alcohol in large quantities in very, very hot episodes like this, it leads to excessive strain on the health system. Yeah. Why? Because alcohol actually dehydrates rather than hydrates. And so to avoid that and to allow the authorities and the hospitals to focus on the genuinely vulnerable, the elderly and the isolated and the homeless and so on, that this measure is in place today and tomorrow to stop people drinking in public and to stop shops selling alcohol for takeaway.
I will say that is a good point. You could tell that they really care about the situation and stuff like that, which I think is really sweet. Because I feel I feel like going out of your way to say, hey, let's cut the alcohol out, especially in public, outside because of the weather. shows that they really care about taking care of those in need, you know, and stuff like that, and making sure there's enough room for these hospitals, you know.
So I would say, in answer to your question, that we're certainly, one senses that we're close to a dangerous situation, but we're not there, and steps are being taken, and there is hope, because it looks like in the next few days it is going to diminish in intensity.
And Anna Holligan has sent us this update from The Hague in the Netherlands.
It is hot here on the streets of The Hague. It feels almost suffocating. Much of the Netherlands lies below sea level, and people are taking advantage of the easy access to water, jumping into canals, heading to the coast.
Who is Miss Anna?
But that relief comes with some risks, and yesterday 3 people drowned, including a 13-year-old boy. A red alert for the heat has been issued for the first time in the country's history. Temperatures up to 40 degrees forecast. Many events have been cancelled, parades, festivals, schools have been closed. The sale of alcohol has been restricted. And it's a similar picture across much of the continent. So in Paris, the sale and consumption of alcohol in public has been restricted to try to relieve pressure on the hospitals. In Germany, the Hamburg Half Marathon has been cancelled.
Half marathon in this heat?
Offered cancellations on train tickets. In Switzerland, an alert has been issued for a possible drought situation. So what is causing this extreme heat? Well, scientists at the World Weather Attribution have said that these temperatures, the heat wave in Europe, is unmistakably as a result of climate change. And they say these temperatures would have been virtually impossible 50 years ago.
Wow. Impossible? Wow, man. So I'm curious, man. And 50 years ago, did y'all even get heat remotely that close to numbers like this? I'm assuming no, because the scientists are saying that. But I'm curious, what's the hottest it was, like, let's say 50 years or 60 years ago? Wow, man. Yeah, this is interesting, man. This is very interesting to see. Now, as somebody who lives in a state where it's consistently 30, 31, 32 degrees, it's different when you're not from a state like that. I didn't used to live in a state where things got that hot, you know. So I know it can be very shocking, and it hits you different when you're not used to that, you know. But 40 is where it's like, okay, this is unreal. I'm out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Peace.